Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh boy, we're going to have lots and lots of food for barbecue today. Where's everybody? Everybody's out having fun. Lovely, gorgeous day for all the people on YouTube. Yes? What'd I do?
Can I fix your collar, please?
Thank you. Jan does that to me all the time. Says, get back here. What'd I do? Oh, it's your collar. Okay, fine, thanks. You know, it's a guy thing.
Like a police collar?
Yeah, something like that. Thank you. Thank you. The people on YouTube, so gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful day. Can't get any better than this in April. And besides, it's our first picnic of the season. Yay! So it's beautiful outside. All right. Free Talk, Emotional Healing, Cosmic Insights and Tools, Tuesday, May 7th, here at the church, 6:30 to 7:30. Crystal Willingham will be doing that. And we do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Hey, George John.
And John said, "There are pieces I'll remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, some remain. All of these places had their moments with love, lovers, and friends. I still can recall some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all." Nice. And George, the reason I talk to myself is because I'm the only one whose answers I accept. Yes. I get it. I get it. More t-shirts and sweatshirts. I feel like my greatest accomplishment today has been not saying what I'm thinking out loud.
Yes.
Hi, I don't care. Thanks. Lazy is such an ugly word. I prefer the term selective participation. Wouldn't it be fun? Why didn't I write that one? Okay, that's good enough. We're good. We're good. Sometimes I forget to cross things out. So, okay. Excuse me. A laugh, to be joyous, must flow from a joyous heart. For without kindness, there can be no true joy. Yeah. God made both tears and laughter, and both for kind purposes. For as laughter enables mirth and surprise to breathe freely, so tears enable sorrow to vent itself patiently. Tears hinder sorrow from becoming despair and madness. Interesting, huh? Nice. I'll just go for this one then. These were ones that I forgot to look at beforehand. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right. Sheesh. Okay, these are old insults, you know, before like today where it's kind of real obvious when you insult someone. Back in the day, they were much more eloquent. He had delusions of adequacy. Winston Churchill, he has all the virtues I dislike and none of the vices I admire. Clarence Darrow, I have never killed a man, but I have read many obituaries with great pleasure. Ooh. Okay. Huh? Clarence Darrow. Oh, gee. Words like eyeglasses blur everything that they do not make more clear. The time to stop talking is when the other person nods his head affirmatively but says nothing. Tact is, after all, a kind of mind reading. Tact is, after all, a kind of mind reading. Kind of is, yeah. If you think about it for not too long. Oh, remember last week I told you about medieval Italians coming up with the idea of engagement rings for using diamonds for that? Well, wedding rings derive from the ancient Egyptian custom of placing ring money rings used as money on the bride's finger to indicate that she was endowed with her husband's wealth. Okay. Murphy's other 15 laws. Light travels faster than sound. This is why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. A fine is a tax for doing wrong. A tax is a fine for doing well. He who laughs last thinks slowest. Anything else anybody needs to? Oh, that one still got people going, huh? Anything going on that I should know about other than obviously big?
Calendar needs to be
Oh, okay.
read for May.
Okay.
May's upon us quickly.
May is like this week. God, where'd April go? For crying in a bucket. Yeah, we need help with the communion every Sunday. It's not that big a deal, but it's so appreciated because it's one less thing that Jan and I somebody else has to do. But it is an important thing for us, obviously. So sign up if you can. You'll be here a few minutes early, and or talk to someone that does it. There's always a list there. It's not that difficult, but we do need the help. So thank you very much.
Also, Phil, let everybody know that even if they didn't bring a dish, please stay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for saying that. I was going to and neglected to. But yeah, for the picnic today, we were doing this primarily to thank everybody for all the help that everyone gave for the expo. Thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you. But even if you didn't, you please still stay. Like I said, we've got plenty of food. We'll probably end up having to have people take hamburgers and hot dogs home and other things. And so got gluten stuff in the back, so that's a good thing too. So
Gluten-free or just gluten?
yes, that too. But we have gluten stuff too. All right. Says I did this in 2008. I think I've done this one since that time, but I'm going to do it again, just in case you weren't here then. Okay? Bubba goes to the revival and listens to the preacher. After a while, the preacher asks anyone who needs to be prayed over to come forward to the front of the altar. Bubba gets in line, and when his turn, the preacher asks, Bubba, what do you want me to pray for you for? Bubba replies, Preacher, I need you to pray for my hearing. The preacher puts one finger in Bubba's ear and he places the other hand on top of Bubba's head and prays and prays and prays. After a few minutes, the preacher removes his hands, stands back and asks, Bubba, how's your hearing now? Bubba says, I don't know, Reverend. It ain't until next Wednesday. Still good. Oh, if any of the guys or anybody else gets kind of tired of services this morning and just wants to be out in the sunshine and play with fire, we got the barbecue going and back cooking right now.
That's where everybody is.
That's where all the guys do see. A lot of the guys do seem to be congregating back there. So yeah.
How many guys does it take to barbecue?
How many guys does it take to barbecue? Yeah.
All of them.
All of them. Let's sing a song that we haven't sung since last September. Did you doubt me?
Yeah, I doubted you because there's no lights. Nothing's working.
Batteries are low.
So while Phil's dinking with that,
We'll do this.
we'll do this one. The Great Invocation.
Thank you, Christopher. From the point of light within the mind of God, let the light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, Let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, William. Bless you. So I have a little to say about this and a little to say about that. So, first of all, Expo, thank you. Not only was it the most highest attended so far, we had over 700 people, yay, which is like almost, it was about 100 people more than we had last year. That was really good. Thank you. So there were a few things that were glitchy as far as, not that anybody else would notice, but on the production end of it, there were a few glitchy things, and I think we've got some ideas of how to make it better, easier, faster, more effective. So yay for that. More information coming on that. So
So we're going to do everything in one day instead of two?
I don't think so. Well, we may start tomorrow instead of waiting. Already started, yeah. Valerie and I have already started stuff. Yeah, the snow kind of kicked our butts because we usually did signups, you know, the month before, and we're weeks without being connected in with everyone. Anyway, so more to go on that. Had a Followers of the Way class on Friday afternoon. It was so awesome. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. You know, if you ever thought Bible study was fun, I'm sure you didn't, but when the way we do it, it's really fun, is it not? It's just a hoot. And we talk about all kinds of stuff. We talked a little bit about remote viewing in that Bible class. Like, how does that fit to the Bible? Oh, I have information to share with you on that. So I'll keep you posted as to some of the new topics as they come up, because there's just fascinating stuff. Next Saturday, we're going to do a special event from 10 to noon, and that's for people, if you want to have a reading, and it's by donation, suggested donation, $5, which is like cheap. But our Intuitive Mastery Tarot class, there's a few of our readers that weren't able to participate in Expo because they had life happen. So we're going to set up and have readings here at the church for a slight donation. So if you would like a reading, these are people that have gone through the mastery certification and are doing phenomenally well. So you'll have a powerful reading. So that's next Saturday, 10 to noon. I'm also going to be preparing and scheduling a metaphysical symposium. And the date for that is June 1st. And so we're going to have lectures and workshops all day, and then a special event workshop that I'll present in the evening. Not sure what all that's going to be. I'm leaning towards interdimensional shift in the evening workshop, but I may or may not do that. I might do something else, but I'm leaning towards that one at this point. So just be mindful that we've got more stuff coming up, and that'll be an all-day thing. Little slips of paper out there in the back. I'm going to be doing in June an intensive workshop for Dream Quest. How many people have taken Dream Quest? Okay. If you have not, you might want to talk to the people who have. I'm currently writing a field guide book to go with DreamQuest. And it's awesome because it's making it even clearer for me as a presenter to present the information. And it helps you tap into your intuition on a ton of different levels and really get a clear understanding of who you are and what your journey is and your purpose and how to fulfill your destiny. So anyway, those things are coming up. But what I really wanted to talk to you about today is things I don't want to talk about. What are some things that you've heard that you no longer believe anymore? We all have heard them. Let me throw out a couple and then I want to open the floor to you. If you're not suffering, you're not doing it right. You heard that one? How about no pain, no gain? Yep. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
Sorry.
Love hurts. Did you hear that one? Never give up. And some of those at face value, they look like they have value and they're right? What are some of the things that we think of, that we've heard that may or may not be true, but we took them on, bought them, hook, line, and sinker? What are some other things?
Try harder.
Try harder.
Sinful nature.
Sinful nature.
If you're not this, you're that.
If you're not this, you're that.
You fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks, yeah. Comparisons. What else? Yes.
Money is evil.
Money is evil. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I grew up with that one.
Yeah.
Bodies are shameful.
Bodies are shameful.
You're just not working hard enough.
You're just not working hard enough.
You'll never be smart enough.
You'll never be smart enough.
You should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Who do you think you are?
Those work good for telemarketers, though.
Yes, they do, yeah, well. And that's a whole nother message another day.
Actually, I it's the scammers, not telemarketers. It's
Scammers, yes. What else? Anything else that we've heard that we may have bought in the past that now we're looking at like, I'm not sure about that.
Poor to be spiritual.
Have to be poor to be spiritual. Heard that one a lot.
A person of this quality doesn't have these behaviors.
Oh, a person of this quality doesn't have these behaviors. Ouch. Yes, sir.
This is what always got me was, well, God's not healing because her suffering is bringing him glory, and I just don't understand.
Did you hear that? Okay, so let's see if I said this right. God's not healing her because her suffering is bringing him glory. Yikes. Okay, so we've all heard stuff. Yes, ma'am. Kalina, in the back. Born on the wrong side of the tracks. You'll never amount to anything. So all of that to say, are you sure? Are you sure about that? The reason I'm asking those questions is there is a ton of stuff spiritually and even metaphysically spiritually that we're dished up that we're expected to just believe for no other reason other than somebody spewed that. Even in the metaphysical world, there's like, well, you can't have Jesus and be spiritual, which I just...
Clearly they don't know about us.
Yes. And anything that's prefaced with the phrase, well, you have to, any of those things, all of those things, hopefully your insides went irk when we're saying them. Okay, I love the irk because that irk is the sign that it's time to ponder that a little bit, look at that a little bit more closely, and see if it's true. If it's true, oftentimes I'm just not in alignment with the truth, and I get to look at that. And other times it's just hooey, and I get to throw that crap out. Sorry. The thing is, we don't know if we don't ponder it. And when you get an irk, take a look at it. Because the irk could mean there's new information that you have not received yet, or I have not aligned myself to yet. Or it could mean that this is hooey. Hooey, I say. And we're not going to know until we ponder it. I was pondering this message. And as of yesterday afternoon, I still was struggling, couldn't find the verse that I wanted to fit for this. Because this is really important stuff. And I wanted to have a Bible verse to share with you. So I prayed about it. Love it when you pray. And so I prayed about it and took a little nap. When I woke up, as I was waking up, I heard words in my head. I was like, oh, well, of course. So I went to that verse, looked it up, and read about that. And then that led me to another verse. So I have two verses I want to share with you today. But prayer is a powerful thing. There's a group of us that met for this Followers of the Way. We all prayed this prayer. And we're together, where two or more are gathered in His name, and you pray in His name. Things happen. He will do it. Things are changing already for people. It's just amazing. And yet we forget to pray because we believe the lie that we're not good enough. Or prayer is God will answer the prayer of the righteous. I'm not good. I'm not righteous. I'm not perfect. So He's not going to answer my prayer. Right? We believe that stuff. Well, here's a couple of verses I want us to take a look at. First one is in Acts chapter 17, verse 11. Now these were more noble-minded than those in Thessalonica, for they received the word with great eagerness, examining the scriptures daily to see whether these things were so. They were eager to look at it. Their hearts were open, and that refers to them as being noble-minded. Wow, what noble-minded. Don't think about people being noble-minded much anymore, do we? But we're asked to be noble-minded. And the second verse bears this out. Philippians 4, verse 7 and 8. And the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, shall guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Okay, let me ponder on that just a second. Here's something to ponder about that. If we're not peaceful, pray for it. And that peace is gifted to you. You don't have to conjure it up and manufacture it on your own. It's a gift. You just get to receive that. But there's this willing openness that's important for us to generate that allows that to be gifted to us. And it's that peace that will guard our hearts and our minds. When we get all spun up about stuff, the spun up about stuff isn't that pondering with a noble mind. That's just being spun up. The news today, this person did that and that person did this other thing, gossiping once between each other at work or family issues, whatever. That spins us up. And when we languish about that stuff and anguish about that stuff, that's not that being noble-minded. That's not pondering it, considering to see if it's true, analyzing, looking at it, meditating about it. No, that's just getting spun up about it. And this peace that comes from God, comes from divine source, protects us from that. If somebody's spun up and they're all spun up about something, you can look at that and go, look, they're all spun up about that. And you can choose to spin yourself up, or you can choose to just be the sacred observer. And there's power in being that sacred observer, because as your heart and mind is being protected by this peace of God, guess what? That emanates. And this other person will look at that, sense that, and either they'll go whine to somebody else or they'll shift. You can't have those two energies cannot abide together. So as you're guarded and protected by this peace, and you're emanating peace, people will fall in alignment with that peace. Or they'll move away. Either way, you're good. Right? More to that. Verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable. Now in this version it calls it honorable. In another version they call it noble. Being noble-minded is honorable. Whatever's honorable. Whatever's of this higher vibration, higher consistency, that's what we meditate on. That's what we ponder on. But no, we've got to ponder, oh my gosh, the world is going down. There's too much plastic in the world. Well, there is. But you can do something about your plastic intake, and you can do something about your plastic recycling. But anguishing about the plastic in the world is not going to serve you. It's not noble. Do something or don't do something. This anguishing about stuff, stop. It's time to stop that. Because then we're not in this state of peace that comes from divine source. So there's more. So whatever's true, whatever's honorable, whatever's right, whatever's pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute. If there's any excellence and anything worthy of praise, let your mind dwell on these things. Worthy of praise. I think that's asking us to look at the good. That doesn't mean there's not bad in the world that we get to address. But if we're not in a state of being where we can do something about that, it's time to stop obsessing about that and wasting mental energy about that, because there's better things to put your mind to. And when our mind is clothed in this peace and is protected, then our hearts are protected, we can change the world. We can and do change the world. Have you ever noticed that you're in a good place and people shift? Happens all the time. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So when you hear those old voices coming up in your head that tell you you're not good enough or all that other stuff, check it out. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? Ask that question. Ask for the truth to be revealed to you. Because when you ask for the truth to be revealed to you, it will be. Something will show up in your life to clarify that for you. Happens every single time. And that's miraculous. And that is so much fun to have that kind of interaction with divine source. Well, you put it out there before you go to bed at night. Wake up in the morning and you'll have an insight. That's how that works. It's powerful stuff. If we're not spun up. But if our minds are active and perpetually spun up about stuff that we are helpless about, we stay helpless. If we shift out of that, then we move into a place of empowerment. Then we can actually take action, even about the things that are seemingly beyond our scope. But we'll find one thing we can do in the here and now that's effective. So ponder on what works. Let's ponder on what blesses us and not ponder on everything that's going wrong. Our brain has a default mechanism to look at the negativity. And that comes from that old stuff, primitive brain, the fight or freeze. We don't require that anymore. But we engender that so that we're in that state of being where we're terrified all the time. Unless we shift out of that and choose to ask this peace that comes from divine source, and then ponder on the things that have value in a positive way for us. What happens with that is there's a chemical mechanism in the brain that triggers a physical response. When you have a negative sense of what's going on, or fear or frustration or whatever, the body responds to that, and it's hard on the body, hard on our health. My brother gave me this little gizmo. He said, "That's not a gizmo," but it's a little gizmo. And you clip it to your ear, and it has this little thing that attaches to your phone, and it's called HeartMath. And when you're in a positive state of being, the light goes green, and it goes ding, ding, bling. And when you're thinking negative thoughts, it goes blah, blah. So you get instant feedback. Yeah, it's the coolest thing. It's the coolest. I'll bring it. It's the coolest thing. And you can instantly tell whether you're in the right state of mind or not. And the first time I tried it, it was like red, flat line. And then it didn't take long for me to move into a higher state of awareness when I start thinking positive thoughts. We have no idea how many negative thoughts run through our brain because that's what we're kind of trained to do. People will tell us something as a truth and we buy it without thinking about it. Think about it. Even if you hear it from me, don't just take it in, think about it. Process it. Check it out. See if it's true or not. They were honorable, noble-minded because they analyzed it to see if it was true or not. They didn't fret about it and worry about it, but they searched the scriptures. They looked. Is this right? I don't know. Let's see. They had that positive anticipation of, it could be right. And it's really cool to see your instant biofeedback that you're already in a different state of being. And the process that I use to do that is one we've done here before, and that's when we draw the energy of the universe into us and we connect with Divine Source and we exhale it out our heart. And whenever I do that, my numbers go way high. If I stop doing that, that's how instantaneous that negativity is. It's just there. It takes conscious choice to think positive stuff. So let's try that just a couple of times. So here's the theory. The universe was created out of delight. God didn't wake up one day and go, I gotta go make that dang world. All those animals, which one should I fix first? I don't know, God. No, it was like, let there be light. And there was. And it was like, woohoo! And it was good. He's always good. That's that energy, that excitement, that joy of creativity. Have you ever created something and, wow, that's great. Baked a cake, it didn't burn. Yay, it's beautiful.
Get out of my head.
So whether you sew or you paint or you wrench on a car or whatever, when you put your hands to something and it's good, that feels wonderful, doesn't it? Oh, look, I've done it. It feels good. It's good. That good energy is what we're drawing from the universe. I want you to draw it in and I want you to sweep it up the back of your body and bring it up to about here and connect in with love. Now the highest love, the highest vibration of love is Divine Source. But you know, we're not quite there yet sometimes. So think about something you love that exists in this world. Something created that existed in this world. Perhaps it's a child, a grandchild. They're lovely little things. Perhaps it's a pet, favorite pet. Maybe it's that creative thing that you did and you're really proud of that. What's something that you have really positive feelings of love about? And put that energy right up here. Maybe imagine a visual of that. Can you put the face of somebody you love up there? The experience of some loving activity, some activity that you just got stoked about. Maybe you ski, swooshing down is that the right word? Shooshing down. Maybe that's your thing. And put that up there. Whatever engenders or generates that sense of, wow, way cool. Okay? So we're going to draw energy from the universe, sweep it up our back on the inhale. Connect with that's what we love, and then exhale and send it out into the world. We want everyone to feel that, do we not? Fred told me this morning he prays for the whole world. He wants everyone to feel good. Sweep that energy in and exhale it out your heart. One more, sweeping it in and exhale. You just raised your vibrations a lot. Now look, is there any worry in there? What happened to your worry? What happened to your fretting? Didn't it go away? This is a fast, rapid tool to reclaim the peace of God. And you became willing and tapped into all of that creative energy, and you tapped into your own personal expression of that creative energy, and you shared it. And that settles the mind, settles the heart into this higher state of being. So it's not settling down, like your parents say, settle down. No, it's not settling down. This is settling up. And allows us to be in a higher state of being. So I want to walk us through a guided meditation. Should we do the communion first or the guided meditation first? Meditation first? Because I want to take you to some place I don't think I've ever taken you before. It's someplace I go myself. If I have taken people here, it's been a long time. So